Otherwise, maybe you can be looking at something like a cannon. Double AP, of course, can be run with the hacker in there, who will presumably be able to...
Wow,
Oh
okay, Johan.
Okay, Johan.
We're
So,
back to Rek'Sai. It's come full circle. It's taken us 2 years for her to get back in the jungle, but here we go.
Listen, Prowler's Claw Rek'Sai is something that is super cheesy. You've seen it pop up in solo queue every now and then, because in solo queue you get...
Kind of makes you feel like you got 2 ultimates, right?
Yeah.
That do the same thing.
It feels dirty, yeah, or 2, an additional tunnel. It's just like,
yeah.
It's disgusting. But then you've BDD and Rudo kind of want to kite back. You can, of course, scoop people up. But it doesn't matter, because you have like 3 of the strongest scaling carries in the game. So as Gen G, if you do survive this early game onslaught, you're fine. But this Rek'Sai pick, like Johan was also, I think, the first person to look in the Carthus this split, right? This man has shown again and again that he's willing to go for these aggressive picks. And the one weakness of Hecarim is the early game.
Where if you manage to get an early lead, even if it is only to the tune of about 3,000 gold, that snowball potential.
It's just like the pressure that comes out of it.
Speaking
Disgusting.
Of which, oh dear. No information's given. There's the flash. Oh, the flash is late. And Johan's not going to be able to lock down the kill onto Rascal, who throws immediately down that ward and will get out of here. Another tactical sweep comes in as Morgan's just going to slurp up some more of these grass procs. Double scuttle will come through here for Johan. Morgan going to get a bit of a boop onto Rascal, who's taking a fair bit of damage here as he's down to about 150.
I think like this is not a good trade for Morgan. This means you're in diving range.
Well, he's going to take a drink. Let's see whether he can keep himself alive as the barrel does come down. Cleared, going down low. There'll need to be one more turret shot, and it comes through! Morgan picks up the trade kill, and that all of a sudden becomes way less good. The adaptive shield coming through here, and I believe Rascal's smelt this one out. Smite comes through for Johan as Rascal. No flash, remember. Hextech ultimatum, and hookshot beautifully gets him out. That's about the only way that he could have escaped that. It was very nicely done.
But that time is slowly running out, right? Like, there is a time where, as Johan, if it doesn't work out, you actually don't provide anything to a team anymore.
Well, there's another attempt as no Hextech ultimatum this time. Johan flash knocks up a minion, because why not? And now we're going to be getting back. We've got to work on the flash button, but definitely good to be able to grab Johan a kill here.
Maybe if Rascal would still be in play, it's Chovy.
Yeah, Chovy's getting thrown around like a ragdoll, and he uses that focus will in order to try and kill the rest of the minion wave because he knew that he was dead. I very much hope that they do. As you can see, a bit of a back coming in from Morgan. Looks like he's moving back towards the top side now. But
standoff.
Yeah, it is certainly a bit of a standoff here as Ruler taking a bit of damage from the Void Seeker. Okay, is this just going to be a gank in the bottom lane? Yes, it is. Couple of slows do come through. Magnet Storm comes down as well, and everyone has dove onto Def. He will be taken down as Chovy teleports in maybe a little bit too late alongside Morgan. And they all get there, but it's right as Def dies. And now Gen G with 5 men strong look to move towards the Dragon. They will do so pretty comfortably. Decent double stun there from Chovy, but where's the follow-up? It ain't existent.
Don't want to call it before it's over, Atlas, but this is starting to look like the first series these two teams played where Gen G was able to get a resounding victory.
Rascal getting closed in on, but Ruler's going to be able to take down this outer turret. Bottom lane evens up that scoreline and only increases this gold lead as Shirley's going to hammer down the top lane in a turret. Okay. Getting another one for themselves, and the amount of global gold is actually important as Hanwha Life want to accelerate as much as they can. This is not going to be enough. And Hanwha, they are in position. And they've started up the Drake. Ruler just dealing with the mid lane. As Life's moving in. A little bit split Gen G right now. But it feels like they have them right where they want them. Def taking a bit of damage from the turret as orbs are flying in. Vista and Johan off towards the side. As the Drake is going to reset. Gets a bit confused for a little while. As Rascal standing on top of a control ward. Johan looking to wrap around. Tremor Sense is spotting him as he's going to tunnel his way away from BDD, who didn't want to use his ultimate just there. Johan just not going to be able to get in there at all. There goes the Magnet Storm, and there is no Rek'Sai for this fight. Life getting taken down very, very low as Vista uses him as a taxi to get out. The Rek'Sai gets into the fight immediately, gets back out again as Killer Instinct from Deft will lock down the Xayah. Now Rascal taking a lot of damage, and Deft is going to be executed. Morgan's going to go down. Chovy against the World, but the World is a big old horse that will smite him down. And it's just so hard. He's so tanky as well. He'll get stunned up And there goes the ace. And it looks like Gen G moving up this river towards the Baron. Don't know whether this can be two-man, but this is a sign of things to come for Gen G. Storm, movement speed. Oh my goodness. It's just, it's a bit bad news.
Yeah. As Home Alive, like I think you know, okay guys, this clearly didn't work out. We need to go back to the drawing table for the next game.
And if someone figures out one of the masks, it's got backup mask that he can pull out.
Yeah, he also has a nice veil. I guess it's like a invisibility cloak.
Sort of like Jasmine.
It works.
As now he's also going to be wearing purple. The blue trinket is going to spot exactly when the Baron died, but he would have yelled anyway, so it didn't really matter. And Home Alive, maybe they'll get an outer turret in the mid lane, as Gen G are just going to smash down the top side of the map. But no, they're not even able to do that. Soulflare is going to get a cleanse out of Ruler. There we go. Vista's going to go in. Can't really get out. The gameplay button. Not enough. Eventually is actually able to take down the Rel. There we go. Scatter the weak. Not quite enough. As Vista's still looking for it, but there is some delicious Rek'Sai for Gen G, and in goes cleared towards the backside. Void Rush does absolutely nothing. As I don't know, I probably would have preferred to kill a Siege minion, to be perfectly honest. Rascal wasn't even there, by the way, guys. This was a man advantage, theoretically, for Home Alive Esports, because Rascal was just taking down an inhibitor turret on the bottom side of the map. Decent stun to land here from Chovy, but this is the circling of the drain for Home Alive Esports.
Yeah, at this point in time, there's just not a lot you can do, as they can just move forward with impunity. They have the Baron buff available if they want to play it slow. There's just no way at this point in time for Home Alive to get anything done. You're 10k gold behind, and this is not the series I expected. Gen G, throughout this split, have been categorized as an early game team, right? Like the Renex in Italy, playing together really well. They're playing to that.
Chovy, no, he's going to flash. Exhaust goes down. Def finds a bit of damage there onto life, actually, but Chovy's going to have to use his stopwatch to avoid the horse, but it's not going to work. Gameplay button pressed onto Ruler. He just soaks it as best he can. BDD's going to go golden as well. Def doing his very best to try and kite this one as cleared. May actually fall down, but he's got a stopwatch as well. Everyone knows exactly what time it is this game, as Life and Ruler are pretty low. BDD going to get delivered over to Morgan, but Vista is just going to die. Def, no room to get into this fight. And yes, Gen G have some lower health bars, but I don't know whether it's going to be enough, as Def uses Supercharger, tries to get out of the way of Rascal here. His Hextech Ultimatum is popped. Def trying to win this 1v1, but he's not going to be able to. Second proc of the E will do it. And that is going to be Morgan getting taken down very, very low. Goes golden as Ruler flashes in. And now Rascal is going to do the same thing. How many stopwatches are on this damn team? Everyone's just
12.
Golden all the time. Yeah, Johan's like, I want out. Where do I go? Well, this is how you do it. The Nexus will be taken by Gen G. That's how Lego works, isn't it?
Losing me there at the end of the metaphor.
Yeah, you build it in order to break it down and then build it again. Otherwise, Lego has no replay value. Here we are, 33 minutes. Gen G just, as you could see, it was a lot of nothing until 20 minutes, but then their comp came online and they won.
I think that summarizes this game, Atlas. Listen, Hanwha Life, give yourself some more leeway in draft. This is the form that you're playing today. That's okay, right? Like, it's fine to identify when your early game synergy isn't really there, right? When you're not feeling the confidence, when you're not feeling hot.
Welcome back everybody for the second match of the night and the last one for the week. Hana Life Esports tried 2 pocket picks. First one was Rek'Sai, and also this was the first Syndra game from Chovy. Chovy didn't really play a lot of control mage picks. Whenever it was a meta pick, he actually came up with a different kind of off-meta picks. And Chovy also was really good at using the tank champions on the lane, and he showed his kind of confidence that he can maneuver this champion really well. But today we saw Syndra coming out from Chovy for the first time in the LCK, and I guess the Permafrost, Everfrost, and the synergy, Everfrost and the Syndra synergy was so good. I guess some of the results from the Scream kind of enabled him to play Syndra in the LCK. However, I guess this game didn't go as Hana Life's Screams. In fact, in terms of the Gragas versus Camille matchup, it's a really good matchup for Gragas. He can get lane priority and then they can pull in Camille, dip inside the lane and call Rek'Sai to gank the top lane. Usually it used to be Cassiopeia with Rek'Sai comp that was really popular in the back old days. However, we had Azir available for BDD as well. I don't think Hana Life really wanted to let BDD play Azir that easily, and we were not able to see any value of the comp that Hana Life tried in this game. Hana Life really wanted to get some actions going with the top lane gank, but it was in favor of Gen G. And let's take a look at this highlight. When Leona actually pops the Scryer's Bloom, the ward was actually placed in that Dragon's Pit, but he was not able to detect it because, you know, when you are popping the Scryer's Bloom, you actually pen onto the northern side of the map, so it's really easy to miss some of the wards that's hidden in other places of the map. And then Hana Life goes for a fight down on the bottom lane. Ruler was fully aware of the fact that Hana Life is setting up for a fight down here, but Ruler was making a really great action in order to draw more attention from the opponents and made them to commit really hard and turn it around very effectively. I guess after securing their vision, I think Gen G was fully prepared for the upcoming actions from Hana Life Esports. I think Gen G was really perfect turning that fight around, and that was the beginning where Gen G was able to gain full control over the map. Unlike other games today, Hana Life was pretty much powerless into Gen G, especially in this dragon fight. So let's take a look at this replay. Because BDD had his shield up, the Banshee's Veil, he actually went in order to zone Johan away. And then it was a 4-on-5 team fight in favor of Gen G because Rek'Sai was so far away. So this fight was going back and forth, but still Gen G was able to clean up all the kills in the end. Well, we were not having a lot of actions based on the combo from Prowler's Claw, but in this fight we saw Rek'Sai getting pushed back after using that item by Azir's ultimate. So this champion can assassinate some of the opponent's carry player, but at the same time Azir is a champion that has a lot of tools to protect himself. He can actually have the agenda to open fight and make trades up against Rek'Sai and then run away with his ultimate. Very smart counterplay was pulled off by BDD, and Rek'Sai is a champion that should not actually initiate the fight. But in this game, Johan was the one to open team fights on the side of Hana Life Esports, so that kind of responsibility didn't really connect well with his champion this time around. And the BDD is picking up the POG on Azir. Perfect KDA score line. And BDD once again back on his comfort pick and signature pick. BDD even saved up his flash in that fight. And then a very clean play overall today. Also, Azir was doing a fantastic work winning the mind game up against Rek'Sai all throughout this game. BDD not only did the super toss, but also he was always doing sustained amount of damage throughout the team fights. Yeah, Azir is definitely something iconic champion for BDD, and Rek'Sai couldn't really find any opening in this game because of that Emperor on the mid lane.
맞습니다.
7 out of 9 votes going over to BDD, and we had some highlights over Chobi versus BDD matchup because BDD always felt some mental block up against Chobi, but BDD and Genji is one game away from overcoming this mismatch. So let's check out whether they can actually continue their momentum and get a solid victory. And this match is really important because of the second and third place competition. So let's check out game number 2 between Hana Life and Genji.